I leaned on him a lot, but he was willingly able to give up information. I didn't really have to press him to do it. I mean, that's just how it went.
Well, what kind of things did you guys talk about as it was leading up to you picking USC?
When we was making the decisions, he didn't really sway me one way or another. It's just all about being a professional wherever you go. Doing the right things off the field. Applying yourself in the film room and stuff like that. And when you get on the field, it all come with it.
What's some of the other advice he's given you, just in how to play the game, how to approach college football, anything like that?
Just falls back on the same thing, like being a professional on and off the field. Living right off the field, coming in the film room extra, studying your opponents, just trying to always get one up, do more than your competition.
Any thoughts to ever switching over to a receiver?
Nah, I could, but nah, I like DB too much.
That kind of professional mindset. How many other guys on the team have that sort of mentality? Do you think, or is it like pretty contagious? You think?
Yeah, it is. It is contagious. This year I think we got a lot of guys like that. Being a professional on and off the field, and I feel like that's what's going to make us be a good team and even better defense. We have a lot of guys, a lot of older guys on the D line. A lot of guys that act like a professional off the field in the secondary and the linebacker core. We got guys who played there. So I just feel like overall we'll be a good defense this year and a good team.
You mentioned professional in the film room. Just take me through what a typical film session is like for you. What do you look for? How often are y'all in there?
Oh, well, when I'm in there, like right now, we just going over all the defenses. It's been a while since we ran over all the defenses, so we just going to cut-ups of the season. Whenever we ran those defenses, looking at them in the film room, things like that.
When you're preparing for a wide receiver, a group of guys, let's say A.J. Brown at Ole Miss, I guess when you faced him, what are you looking for in him, and kind of what do you pay attention to on film?
Just their tendencies, your releases. Do I got to sit back and catch them off the line? Do I got to be physical this week? Or different things like that. It just all depends on the receiver.
Does Coach Muschamp preach that professional demeanor, that professional aspect to things? Does he talk about that a lot?
Oh, yeah, all the time. He talks about being a professional off the field. You know what I'm saying? Even when you're not in the film room, you still got to be a professional. When you're walking around campus and you're meeting day-to-day people because it's fans that look up to you, so you always got to, handle your business off the field.
Does he communicate to you guys that he tries to structure things like an NFL team would?
Oh, definitely.
You hear that from him?
Yeah, definitely.
Such as what? What kind of things does he do to do that?
Well, we in here early mornings working out just like NFL teams. It's basically the whole program is based off like, they always say once we get to the next level, we'll be able to pick up defenses fast, things like that, just because, it's NFL type defense.
Does he sell that recruiting process?
Not really. I don't remember talking about it too much when we was getting recruited.
Thank you, Jaycee.
We've seen from AJ as he's played some on y'all side of the ball and I guess kind of bounced back a little bit. What AJ Turner with them playing running back in DB?
He's a freakish athlete, real freakish athlete. I think he's the one guy on the team. If you would choose somebody to bounce back and forth, it would be him. Because he's back and forth from the running back room to the DB room, and he's just able to handle it all well, and he shines wherever he goes, or running back or DB.
What makes him good as a corner?
It goes back to him being an athlete, fast, strong. He's a great player. He's a football player. Like, he's born to be a football player.
Is there anybody else on the team that you think has the potential to be able to play both sides of the ball, whether they do it or don't do it? Like, is there anybody you think that could do it like he does?
Play DB, probably Shot Smith.
Yeah.
He's another athletic guy who's fast. If you fast and you smart, you can play DB. So
yeah,
those two guys I'll play to be the candidate to switch back and forth.
And you're saying you could play receiver as well. Are there any DBs that you think it would be good at receiver too? Or
I don't know. That might just be me. Izzy too.
Okay.
Izzy too. He got good hands.
Yeah.
What has Jaycee kind of showed you guys first kind of early last season and then kind of fighting through the injury that he had?
Well, he just showed us, determination, just being out early last year, having to sit and, rehab most of the year, and then coming back this spring, and he didn't lose a step. He's moving good out there. He's a leader, your old head. We always pick on him about that. And, he's a professional. He's a definition of a professional on and off the field. Whenever he's not on the field, he's stretching, rolling out, just taking care of his body. And he's a good guy.
What stands out with his skill set? What stands out about his skill set?
Just fast and real smart. He came from Rice. He's a real smart guy. So that's really what stands out to me.
As you guys have aged as a group in the secondary, how much more improved are you now compared to, let's say, a year ago? Yeah.
Well, I don't think we can really say it until we get out there and line it up. But I feel like we got a good connection in the secondary. Me, RJ, and Izzy all show, JT, Jam, we all show we can play in the SEC. So I feel like we got a lot of depth. Anybody can play anywhere. I'm working at nickel, RJ working at nickel. it's just a lot of, good camaraderie, and it's a good vibe between all of us. We hang around off the field. So I just feel like this will be a strong year for us.
As a result of that, do you feel like there'll be fewer broken assignments in the secondary?
I do feel like that just because, we all know each other's tendencies, and, that comes with practicing. And the more we practice, we got a long time until we play North Carolina. So I feel like we'll just get better over time, and we'll have a better year this year.
As a pair, you and Mukwamu, how do y'all feel about you two as cornerbacks facing, some of the best receivers in the country? I mean, do you feel like you kind of, as a pair, make yourself among the best, or can make yourself among the best in the SEC?
Definitely. I feel like we can make ourselves a pair of the best cornerback tandems in the SEC. And, we had a chance of doing it, going against the guys at Clemson, guys at Alabama, guys at Georgia. So you're going against the best week in and week out. And if we just consistent, and we just let our play speak for itself and show that we're the best two corners in the SEC, or in the nation, rather. When you go back and look at the video of the bowl game defensively, what's your reaction to what you saw out there for you guys? I really don't go back and look at it too much. That's not a fond memory. So I don't really go back and look at it. It's in the past. We can just move on from it and get better. I can hold it down deep in me and use it as a motivation through the offseason.
Has there been a specific point or two that you have focused on this spring to improve in?
Really just my technique. Sometimes I can rely on my athletic ability too much in, coverages and stuff like that. So just working on my technique every play, try to lock in every play. Coach Muschamp talk a lot about engaging into your assignment and being where your feet are. So that's one thing I'm working on, just being a better practice player and things like that.
You feel like you've improved more in man coverage since last year?
Definitely. I didn't get a chance too much to work on the outside. Last time I did that was probably fall camp, and then I moved to nickel coastal game and stayed there. So I didn't really work too much in man coverage. So this spring practice, I'm just working on man coverage and things like that.
And if this group can stay healthy as a group, how good can it be?
I think we can be one of the best secondaries in the nation. That's our expectation, championship. And that's what it's going to take to be one of the best teams, secondaries in the nation. Just playing good week in, week out, staying healthy. And we got a lot of depth, so I still feel like we'll be good no matter what.
Late in the season, when your numbers were what they were, how limited was what you guys were doing as far as how complicated you can make things, especially because you had, AJ playing defense, things like that. How much did that hurt what you were able to do? Not you, but you as a whole able to do?
We did have to simplify some things. There was a point where I had to line up at safety, and I didn't really get no reps at safety all year until people started going down. Izzy had to go to safety when I moved down. So of course they had to simplify some things when you only got a week of preparation before your next game. So that affected the game calling a little bit, but it is what it is. We don't make excuses for it. T-Rob and Muschamp always preach you can't make excuses, just the next man up.
How much differently does it feel though to have this defense somewhat whole or close to whole now, as far as being able to learn everything, knowing that you'll at least see the field instead of having that anxiety of, will I play, will I not play?
Repeat the question.
You're gonna see the field now after having played as much as you did last year. How much different is it now having the entirety of what you have to be able to work on things?
I just feel like I can play faster. Me personally, I feel like I know the defense. At safety, corner, nickel, and I could just play faster. Line up and play. Last year at the beginning, it was I was thinking too much, things like that, things of that nature. But now I feel like we all played a good amount of time and we can play real fast now.
What was that like, kind of being in that sort of week-to-week thing where any given week they might be like, all right, we need you over here. What was that kind of experience like?
It really just tests your football IQ and your athletic ability and how good of a football player you are. I mean, if you are a good football player, you can just step up to the challenge and if you're a good team player, you do what the coaches ask you to do. I mean, you don't really make excuses. You don't have time to. It's a week. You got a week preparation to the next game, so you just got to take it and move on with it.
How much is RJ kind of taking to that nickel spot?
He looks good. RJ, like I said, he plays fast. He's real physical, and most people don't know he's real smart. Like, RJ really smart, so he picked it up quick. He looking good. Of course, he's going to take more reps, and reps get you better at any position. So.
Is he asking you at all for tips since you kind of held that last year?
No, I mean our defense is all it's all in certain families. So if you know one position, you really know all of them. So he don't really lean on me for too much help. But I try to give him as much advice as I can. But that's about it.
How unique is the relationship between you and Israel, just because of the fact you guys came in at the same time and kind of we're learning at the same level?
It's just unique because I think one, we're roommates, so we always together. We both love football, so we always watching football. And RJ also, you know, he's always hangs out with us. I think we just all got a good bond this year in the secondary, and I feel like that'll, you know, translate over into the field where we can play good, play fast, and, you know, win games.
This is random, but are you guys getting helmet stickers this spring?
Oh, that's like a little special teams thing.
Special teams? What's the story behind that?
Just competition in practice. You know, everybody on their own different teams. So, you know, they keep the amount of reps you win out of the amount of reps you take. And it's I don't even know how the whole system goes, but if you win more reps than you lose, then you're going to get a sticker, something like that. I'm not sure. It's probably maybe Kiel or Sherrod Green, one of them. Yeah.